No. Me? All right. Good morning. As we continue our journey this morning, undoing the shame loop, why high performers get stuck. I want to continue with the invisible struggle. It's not, that's not helpful. Tubby. Somebody wants attention this morning. Somebody triggered Dubby's shame loop. I love you, buddy. Today we're diving into something it's likely been running your life beneath your awareness. All right. This whole idea of what? Hang on, buddy. And understanding how this thing that's been running underneath our awareness. And it's not because, again, it's not because you're broken. It's not because you haven't tried hard enough. It's really because your nervous system is wired to protect you from a threat, right? The brain, we know this. The brain does two things. Will this kill me? Or how fast can I recognize a pattern? And so our pattern is to protect ourselves. And when we don't know what the pattern is, we go into protection mode. Literally, that's what happens. So let me be very clear. Let me say this up front. You're not stuck because you're lazy. You're stuck because your body thinks it's unsafe to grow. That's the challenge for most entrepreneurs and high performers. I know, in Dublin's of vision and vision-driven humans, the real fear isn't failure, it's being seen. It's literally being seen. It's why public speaking is the scariest thing in the world for people. What if they find out I'm not as good as I seem or as good as I think I am? What if I succeed and still feel empty? Job B. What if I leave what if they leave when I finally speak the truth? Right? It's better if I just not say anything. So this is the unspoken weight of shame. And most of us have learned to cope with this by doing what? Overperforming, people pleasing, disappearing behind our output. Shame doesn't show up yelling, it whispers. That's literally what happens. It's whispering. That's not a whisper. We may just have to redo this. It shows up as this whisper in our lives. And this whisper says, you're not good enough. Right? The whisper says, what are you doing here? The whisper says, don't try too hard. You could win, or they'll see you. Right? So understanding that, this is how we need to understand and really make a difference for us, for ourselves. And when we do this, the challenge becomes we step it right into that old loop so unconsciously, so subconsciously that we disengage and everything becomes the same as it was before. Right? So just be aware of that today as you wake up and as you move through this. Become consciously aware. Tap the front of your brain, tap the front of your head, your prefrontal cortex. I'm tapping Dublin's. It doesn't seem to be activating anything. So we need to become logically aware. This is where, when you've heard me dealing with people who are in stressful modes, stressful situations, where I ask them, hey, what time is it where you are? And you can see their brain kind of snap out of it and go, well, it's the same time where you are. I know, but what time is it? I don't have my watch. Can we get ourselves to put logic in place? Can we get ourselves to think logically about what it is we're doing? Right now, what color shoes do you have on? I don't have on shoes. You had to become consciously aware that you weren't wearing shoes. Or maybe you are wearing shoes. Maybe you're wearing slippers. The key is we have to become consciously aware. We wind up running at a subconscious modality that we don't even pay attention to ourselves anymore. We are, and especially with social media has created this place for us to avoid our own truth. See, we want to have followers, but we don't want to be seen. We want to have a group, but we don't want to have to lead. If somebody came to you today and said, how do I build my business? What would you say to them? Somebody wanted to join. Hey, I saw you. I want to see what you're doing. I like what you do. How do I make money in your business? Can you tell them? That's why you're avoiding enrolling people, because you don't know how to tell them how to make money. Well, I know we need to talk to people. You got to get customers. Great. How do I get customers? You get paid in your business for two things. That's it. Only two things you get paid for in your business. And this is where shame kicks in. Finding customers or building leaders. Well, I'm afraid of customers because our stuff's a little expensive. How do they use it? I don't know how to sell it. So I want to find people who understand business and they'll enroll with business. So how do I make money? Well, you can make up to $10,000 a day. You can even make more than that if you really want to. Okay, how? People are going to ask you strategy. And if the strategy sounds like everything else they've ever tried, they're going to see themselves as a failure. The people who are wildly successful in the business are because they've been successful in the business before and they know what to do. They know what's the word I'm looking for? They know the secret code to the profession. There is no secret code to the profession. The secret code is that you're going to get rejection. You're going to get people to say yes. You're going to get people to say yes and never do anything. You're going to get people to say no and they don't do anything. You're going to get people to say no and they actually do something. It's a numbers game. It's a volume game because it's such a small amount of income per sale. You need a lot of them. And there has to be a system in place. And the system in place doesn't necessarily need to be an autoresponder or an email series, although those are good. Talking to people isn't a bad thing. I hear people tell me all the time, oh, I love to talk with people. I love to have conversations with people. I love to be helpful to people. Great. Then be helpful to people. Show up and be helpful. Dubby, what is going on? Drop an H in the chat if you hear that howling, or is it just me? Dubby, stop. I stop. You monster. So the key is to understand. Okay, so good. You can hear it. It's not just me. And ooh, what's this? What's that? What's that? Is that a tickle spot? So the key is to understand, what does it take to grow your business? And where does shame kick in? Where does Silka says she loves you? Wheezy says she loves you. All of the people that were here that got to see you and you jump on them love you. So the question then becomes, Jane says she loves you too. She hears you howling. So the question then becomes, what? I have no idea. I have no idea. What are you doing, buddy? Do you feel alone and left alone? And this is how you reach out for love? Everybody says they love you. Everybody says they love you. Okay. So, and you ask anybody to do anything that's unfamiliar. When you ask people to do things that are unfamiliar, you're going to make me seal off my doggy door into my office. Okay. I'm glad you're happy, Debbie. Think I can start again? So when we ask people to do things that they're unfamiliar with, the first thing that comes up is I don't know how to do this. How do I do this? People are asking for strategy because they want to get it right. You'll never get it right. You'll get it better than you used to do it. Think about that. You'll never get it right. You'll get it better than you used to do it. And there's continuous improvement, continuous improvement. And that's what we have to become aware of. I'm okay with continuous improvement. I'm okay with starting at the beginning. Because no matter when I start, if it's something I'm familiar with, if I'm starting over, I'm starting over with the experience of what didn't work. Too many people start over with the experience of didn't work, hoping it'll work. That doesn't work. So understand this, that today you've got to go build your business. You've got to go create income. Somebody says, hey, how do I create $1,000 in that business? Can you tell them? Can you tell them? And if not, then figure it out. Because when you have the conversation, $1,000 is a reach for many. It's a good start for some. But the key is this. When somebody says, okay, I'm ready to get started. Awesome. First thing we want to do is decide what level of participation do you want? What level of participation are you willing to commit to? You tell me you're a business leader, that doesn't mean anything to me. It did in the beginning. I thought people, when they understood business, I thought they understood business like I understood business. So I was disappointed. And when I was disappointed, they were disappointed and their shame showed up. I didn't think my shame didn't show up because they said they're not doing what they said they do. It wasn't until years later when I realized why they weren't doing. Why won't you do what you say you want to do? Shame. Addiction to approval. The reason you won't do it consistently, continuously is shame, period. There's a phrase we have, time promotes or exposes, and we are afraid to be exposed. There's people, you look at some people in the industry, the network marketing industry. You look at people in the real world business where you see these people who failed in their business and failed in their business and failed in their business, and all of a sudden they made it rich. We don't always hear about all the failures, all the struggles, all the successes, all the disappointments, right? Jordan Adler, who's a wildly successful network marketer, first 11 years sponsored 2 people. 11 years sponsored 2 people. Carries his credit cards as a ring of awareness. 26, 27, or maybe it's even more cards, credit cards than that. 11 years or 13 years sponsored 2 people. There's a phrase we would say about Jordan Adler. There's no quit in that guy. There's no quit in him. He just kept going. And that's the power of this business. If you just keep going consistently, doing the work, 11 years, showing up, going to events. Listen, there had to be a lot of people telling him he was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So what shifted? What changed? Well, he started to have evidence of success. And then once he started to have that, He never turned back. You have evidence of success you're forgetting about. And when you don't play that video in your own mind, what happens is that when you play that video, when you don't play the video of your success, what happens is, Debbie, you wind up playing the video of your failures, and you have a lot more of those videos. You have a lot more of those videos. So therefore the shame loop starts. And we have to become aware. We have to start asking ourselves, we don't get to, well, you do get to. I would encourage you strongly that it would be tremendously valuable if you started asking questions when you feel unplugged, when you feel disappointed, when you feel checked out. Who just checked out? Who doesn't want to make the next phone call? Which part of me knows that that's valuable to my success? Who does not want to make that phone call? Which part? Who showed up? And it's literally that conversation. So, because of the orchestra of Dubby Doolittle, that'll kind of bring this conversation to a wrap. What'd you learn? What'd you like? What did you hear? Questions, comments, thoughts on this Friday? Hey, Molly. Hey, baby girl. Any questions, any comments on this understanding of what it is? So the biggest way to activate your success story is to have your evidence file. What are the things you've done well? Have you added to your evidence file? Because I know between now and when you last wrote it, you've done some things that are evidence of your success. And that would be my question to you. Have you looked at your evidence file? And the answer is most people go, no, I haven't. I mean, I know I have it, but I really haven't read it. I would force yourself to read about the good things that you've done. And what happens with people's evidence file, Molly, is that when they read it, they still don't believe it. They don't, well, yeah, I don't know why I even put that down. That makes sense? So, questions, comments, thoughts, takeaways. Aha-hees. Alrighty. I hope you have an incredible, we will do a Saturday training tomorrow, 8 a.m. It'll be on shame. We'll continue with the family anagram, and we'll go from there. So I hope today you realize how valuable you are and realize how this programming has kept you at bay, kept your success at bay, kept your success an arm's reach away, kind of like the football blocking as from the running back. You're allowed to step into your success. Today, you are allowed to step into your success. Say that. Today, I'm allowed to step into my success. And don't be surprised what new things and days and things that you're going to say, oh my gosh, you won't believe what happened, because you were entitled to this. So I love you tons. I appreciate you. I hope you have an incredible Friday. I'll see y'all where?
The next event.
Next event. Somebody give me some Costa Ricas.
Pura vida.
Pura vida. We love you, Mark. And some Lydia.